guys, today I thought I'm going to show you another preview of my hood. And last time we met Erin, she was showing us the hood by going for a jog. And this time I thought that now that we have Island Paradise and we can, have boats and stuff, is that Erin would go on a boat trip and show you the hood that way. As you can see, I have done some modifications to the hood. There are now 4 tiny islands I have added. This island here is called Rocky Island. It's inhabited by 2 Sims. There is Pauline and her, I think he is her boyfriend. I can't remember his name, but I was hoping that I could find his tag somewhere here and tell you who it is. It's Hank. That was his name. I think Hank here is returning home. These guys are my super hippie couple, and the point is that they live on this island and barely leave it when I'm playing them. Of course, when I'm not playing them, they will leave it and do their own stuff. And she has been rules failing here since I added the stuff here, so I don't know what's her problem. But I haven't played this slot properly yet, so I'll have to figure it out. I don't have an outside toilet mod, so I hid a toilet in the bushes, so it looks like that's where she goes when she has to go. And well, this lot is not the point of this video. I'm going to introduce you to this family later on and explain how I play them, because they are not going to have normal jobs. They're supposed to be living off the land and so on. And I thought that Erin could go, maybe she could go all the way here, boat here. And Erin here, she was actually testing this island for me. These islands, when I created them, they were not the correct height, so when I add the lot, and then I couldn't play in the ocean, so I had to manually fix them. And the idea of these islands is that these 3 that are not inhabited, my Sims, I'm going to build small cabinets in these islands, and then when my Sims want to have a little bit relaxing weekend away from their normal life, they can rent these cabins and then have a little bit of free time. Maybe take time off from work, so they'll actually be living there. But I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that. I'm thinking that maybe I will have them be currently they're community lots, and I know that if you make them no visitors allowed, nobody else will come there, but then my Sims will always treat them as community lots, and then they will try and leave and go back home in the night and so on. So I have been a little bit thinking that maybe I will have them as secondary homes, now that with Island Paradise you can actually have 2 homes. So when my Sims want to buy this, okay, I have to take a breath and start again with this sentence. When my Sims want to have a small holiday, I might actually have them buy the lot for a few nights and then have their holiday and then just sell it. So that's one way I could maybe do it, but I'm not sure yet. And I have to say that the first time I had Erin test these islands, she used her boat to then return home. I was just amazed how fantastic something small as having a boat can be, because we haven't had this in the Sims before. Sims have done a lot of things, but they have never had boats and went on the ocean. I think I have seen at some some point some Sims 1 mods that had some kind of tiny boats you could use in ponds, but it's not the same thing exactly. I have plans that I would actually do let's plays in this hood later on, and I'm thinking that if you like action-filled let's plays, this is not the let's plays for you, because I absolutely love to do slow stuff with my Sims. For example, watching them just using their boat. I know, it's just really fun to look at the world from their perspective sometimes, because a lot of the time you're maybe in map view or just concentrating on one lot, and then it's really nice to see the whole hood go before your eyes. And this was actually a really good way when I was testing her before, that I could also test that these hills are non-routable, because I don't want them to be routable. This here, a little bit blurry, that's the distant terrain, and this is actually the side of the island. The only negative thing about boats is that she will go through hood decor. She doesn't route around them, so she's going to go through a little bit through this rocky wall, and then when she gets to the bridge, thankfully the bridge does not decapitate poor Erin, but I can live with that. I don't mind. Well, of course it would be nice if it wouldn't happen, but it's such a minor thing. I can live with it. What else could I show you? Well, I built these ports today, and I was actually planning that I would have one big lot that's a port, and I could have several houseboats on this one lot, but then it turns out that you can only have one houseboat slot in one port, so instead of having multiple houseboats on one lot, I have to build 3 port lots. And I have to say I'm quite lucky in the way that I actually managed to fit 3 lots on this tiny land. These 2, this one and this one, they're actually a little bit bigger. There is enough space. I was able to add 2 parking lots here, but this one is super tiny. The space that comes to the island is really tiny, so that's why I only could add the bicycle stuff here. And to hide the fact that these have very deep, sharp corners, I just filled it with this vegetation, and the same with this one. This is actually extremely sharp corner here, because the lot ends here, and then I had to flatten the ground to get this one working. None of my Sims actually own a houseboat yet, so I'll have to see how does it work. I hope it works perfectly. Isn't it just amazing to see the hood from a different perspective? And I think maybe this is very lame, but I just love love watching the hood from the Sims point of view. Soon you will see how Erin is going to go straight through this bridge. Because this hood was made before Island Paradise, and before we even had any idea that one day we are going to be able to use the water with this way, then of course this hood was not designed with boat routing in mind. But it's okay. It's still an amazing hood, and I just love it. And I have already been adding more families to this hood. I have my super hippie couple, and then I have another hippie couple, and then I have been adding townies, the 5 type of townies that live somewhere in the, I don't know where they live, just outside of the world. And then they just appear when needed. The townies without a house. And then I still have a lot of townies, a lot of sims I still have to townify. This hood doesn't yet have any dive lots. This is not a dive lot actually, it's just, default deco that was in the hood when he made it. I do want to add dive lot, but I'm actually waiting that somebody would make them, because I don't want to take the ones from Island Paradise because they are very tropical. I want something more, I don't know, non-tropical diving lot. And also I don't want to explore these lots in this world. I want to explore it another time when I'm actually playing in the new world, so they are actually more connected. Yes, a very, very slow day. This is just really nice. If you notice that my islands were actually very green, that's because I really, really suck at painting the terrain. So I tried to make something like this, that you have, I had this base color, which was like sand or rock or something, and then just have the green grass go in the middle, but it just looks stupid. And then I noticed that if I just make it dark green all over, it actually looks better. And then when I make the lots in the hood, and I can then just make the part that's, the sandy beach, and it just looks better that way. And if this would have been in the night, this you could have seen this lighthouse actually working, and I had her once actually trying out the boat, and it became night, and this was turned on, and it just looked amazing. But because I know that when I'm shooting the video and it becomes dark, it becomes really, really dark, and you can barely see anything in the video. I can see perfectly fine in the game, but for some reason the video becomes really dark. That's why I'm not going to make many videos in the night time. Maybe at some point when I have the Let's Plays, I might show you how it looks like when it's actually working, the lighthouse, and it's dark. It's really, really nice. I really like these things here. I don't know, they just make everything look very urban. This here is, hood deco that's made by actually I don't remember who made it. It was something like Cricket or something, but she made it for The Sims 2 and somebody converted it for The Sims 3. The only thing about it that this actually should have cars in here, but because I'm using the Overwatch mod, and it actually cleans all the extra cars in the night, it cleaned these cars as well, because I guess these cars that were deco were actually cloned from the real cars, so these got cleaned out on the first night. It's a little bit sad, but what can you do? I still like the idea that there is this boat coming, even though it's not moving. Erin has actually been having a little bit of skilling trouble. I had 2 bugs in this hood. I just noticed that today. Well, one of them I noticed today, and that was the routing issue I had with the lot when I added the cabin to it. And the other one is that she is having some skilling issues, that every time her skills go, that she should actually get to the next level, it just get that the last points just go into some kind of eternal loop, and it just keeps telling me these messages that she has got cooking level number 3 and cooking level number 3, and it keeps going in this loop, and it's really annoying. I don't know exactly what made that happen. I suspect it might be somebody has to go and fix this in cow, because this is not actually in the water. Oh, I don't think it's supposed to be in the water, or should it be in the water? I don't know. Oh no, it's okay. I thought that it should be in the water, but it doesn't. It's okay, I think. Yeah, it's not supposed to be in the water completely. Well, that's a relief, because I really didn't want to take this world back to cow. Yeah, my super hippies. I don't like this, but this is a washing machine, and because I like doing sim laundry a lot, I thought that even if you live in the middle of nowhere and you are poor and a hippie, you still need to do laundry. But I'm hoping I could find maybe something more, I don't know, medieval. I know I saw somewhere like this barrel that was supposed to be a washing machine, but I don't remember where I saw it, and I don't even know if it's, does it actually work. But if it doesn't, I can live with the fact that they have this one sink, and that's their washing machine. And Erin just got back to, well, not back, she got to the point that she was asked to go to. And this was the video I had in mind for today. And I hope you enjoyed watching it, and see you next time.